Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of the Digital Commando Show. This is our evening show, so 8 p.m. in the UK. Guys, really excited for those that join us from America. Good afternoon, nice and early for you guys. But yeah, it's two things this week. So we've got number one, veteran-owned week is still going on, and we've got today's Web Wednesday. So we're going to be talking a bit more about web design. So for anybody that's looking to potentially build a new website, get more traffic to the website, use affiliates and influencers, then stick around because we're going to give you some tips. So I've got Alfie with me today. So I'm going to grab him now and bring him onto the show. Alfie, how are you doing?
Very good, yourself?
Really good, thank you. And thank you so much for joining me today as well. I'm just going to pull these comments up on the side so I can keep an eye on it. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Guys, we only ask one thing on this show, and that is if you do know anybody that can benefit from anything we say on the show, then please tag them in the comments or share the whole show with them so they can watch on the replay. And that's it. If you carry on doing that, we'll carry on doing the shows. So Alfie, for those that don't know you, can you do a quick introduction for us, please?
Yeah, my name's Alfie Usher. Long story short, I used to be Power Edge, got out and formed a small social media group called Fill Your Boots. At the time, it was just an ag magnet, but luckily it kept going when I got out. Started two finance companies as I got out. One Forces Money, mainly dealing with tax refunds, and more recently Forces Compare, which has military-specific products, car insurance, home, all the boring stuff, but necessities. There was no comparison engine that was military-specific before, so we basically took 18 months, 2 years out and smashed it together. And it's doing all right. So yeah, chuffed. That's me.
Superb. Cheers, Alfie, and thanks for giving up your time today to join us. Now, the Fill Your Boots, well, just for some people that, because we've got civvies on here as well that might not know what that is, quickly give them a lowdown of what Fill Your Boots is.
Oh, it is essentially
without swearing.
Yeah, without swearing. I use the word essentially without using the CUNT word. I go on there and essentially it's a mixture of what you would see written on a Portaloo toilet on a range, all the way through to a bit of charity work, everything in between, everything that you'd see in military life, but broadcasted entire military in real time. So if someone drops a bollock in battalion, everyone knows. That was the old way. Now everyone in the military knows they dropped a bollock. That's it.
It's wicked. It is such a fun group, but there is a disclaimer, I think, when you join the group. So if you are civilian and you're easily offended, please do not join the group.
It's got that written in the description. So yeah.
There we go. But yeah, right. So let's get stuck into it. The first thing we were going to talk about today is what makes a great website. Now, from anybody's perspective, so anybody watching, everyone will have an opinion on this, and people will think, what is a good website? Well, it's easy to figure it out because we've all used one, right? So if you've ever used a website, then you will have some insight into what you think works and what doesn't. But for Alfie, for you, what's your advice? What makes a good website for you?
I mean, user-friendly. Well, it depends whether you're looking at it from my point of view or the person that's using it point of view. Mm-hmm. From my point of view, and I guess anyone that's designed a website, the bottom line is something that converts a visit into a customer. However you get there, whether it be the speed of your website, the usability of it, and everything, the bottom line is turning a visit into a customer. Mm-hmm. From a user point of view, we live in an instant day and age. If I click on a website and it's not live in a second, then hitting a back button and going somewhere else. So speed is on dial-up. We used to accept a 30-second load. Now we're like this. We're absolute animals for speed. So it's probably more and more important, that aspect of websites, but ease of use. There's so many factors, and the thing is that it's constantly. No website's perfect. You look at people like Go Compare and stuff. They rebrand every couple of years because they realise that having the button here instead of there converts an extra 2%, and over the course of 1,000 visitors or multiplied by them for millions, it is huge margins. But you can also, I mean, some of the websites that I've worked on in the past, I've spent 60 quid with Wix for a very, very, very simple 3-page together, knowing that I never wanted it to rank in good
Oh, are we still up?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
still here.
For a second.
Tell me when I'm here.
Oh, you're back. All right, cool.
I'm back. Oh, cool.
Can you go back 60 seconds and repeat that again?
Oh yeah, so no worries. So I've had Wix sites for 60 quid in the past that you can chuck together in a couple of hours, market via social media, and it converted really well. It was very simple, and Wix is a drag and drop. It's not like WordPress where you can make it sing and dance. But yeah, now WordPress or just writing it straight from PHP. I guess it depends. Everything comes down to budget as well. No point spending a couple of grand on a website when you're going to try and make a couple of quid on a conversion for it. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, but I kind of really think. I mean, web design. I if I'm perfectly honest, I outsource most of my web design. I'll throw on a post and stuff. My real effort in the company is social media marketing and SEO. So yeah, I can give you more of a bit. I can give you more gen on those two.
But we'll go on to that in a second when we talk about driving traffic, which would be really cool. So yeah, great points you brought there. So those clicks that, massive websites, rebranding, moving stuff around. The best way to build a website is data driven. Build it based on the data. Now, Wix is a bit of a swear word in any room that I'm in generally. But if you have got a low budget, and if you're creating the traffic to generate directly to the website and you don't want to be found on Google necessarily, or don't need to be found on Google, and SEO is not part of your strategy, there's actually not that much problem with Wix. You're not going to rank at the top of Google, fair enough. But unless you've got zero competitors, which you probably could then. But if you're trying to compete, obviously you will need something like WordPress to give it a little bit of an extra boost. But yeah, Wix is actually not as bad as I make out sometimes.
The thing is, if you're going to send traffic to it by paid ads on Google search results and stuff like that, then yeah, it's fine. But anything SEO or trying to get anything organically on Wix is almost a waste of time.
Yeah,
which is quite frustrating because they have all the options there, all the SEO metadata data. You can input it all. It's just none of the search engines care, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Get what you pay for with websites a lot of the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I guess so.
So no, that's wicked. I think that's really good. There's some really good stuff in there. What did I write here? I wrote a note down and I wrote it so badly I can't read it. It'll come back to me. But yeah, 100%, guys. I think it's not that difficult to build a website yourself these days. It's just very time consuming, and the reason that we bring in experts and you would hire a web designer is for the extra skills that they've got. I always say it is a piece of piss for anybody to build a website that looks nice. It genuinely is. But to make it work is very different. Now, what you'll get with a web designer is, it seems like to some people quite silly things like what color to have the button, what shape to have the button, where to put the button. And these are the things that you would talk about. Oh, that's what I wrote down, conversions. There we go. This is what makes it convert, and this is what makes it turn from a website to an online money-making machine, essentially. So this is why you have it. Great content, having great content writers that put on a website. My big thing on websites now is video. Have video on your website. Even if it's just, if you're going to budget any money for video marketing, have an explainer video on your website. I don't really like them weird cartoons that we get, which is like, Dave really needs a new car. So he went to this car. That's a bit of shit. Now, if you can make a real video, then it's so much better and get somebody to come in. And actually, you can get people to come in and do that for you fairly cheap. We've had videos done for us like 500 quid all the way up to kind of 10 grand. So you don't need to spend silly money getting a video that explains what you do nice and quick, and people can then go, do you know what, that's for me, or it isn't. So I would say that's a big one for me. But let's go on about, now we've got a nice all singing, all dancing website. How do we get traffic to it? Now, there's loads and loads of different ways. But Alfie, what are your preferred methods of driving traffic to websites?
So Freeboots across the platform, so Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, we'll get about 10 million engagements a month.
Wow.
So I'm quite lucky in that sense that I had that in place before Forces Compare. Mm-hmm. So I'll post on there every single day religiously, to the point where blokes know it's coming, and if I forget to add a link, they jump in and add it for me. So I'm lucky that that's my niche, and the guys are on there, which is fantastic. Outside of that, SEO, I don't actually pay for Google at the moment, purely because we're putting so much into SEO. Now we run an SEO campaign last week, which is one of my preferred methods because it's free, which is commenting on news stories, something within your niche. So there was something that went on, and I thought it was a bit out of order. There was long story short, there was a commanding officer that was relieved of duty for allowing the bloke to have a barbecue. Times run the story. I got on the blower straight away. This is bollocks. You've had the MOD comment. You've had this comment. This is a comment. This is a comment from a bloke. My comment is purely, this is bollocks. Sorry for swearing. I don't know if that.
No, go for it. This is the late night show. Don't worry about
it. Yeah. The Times very luckily run it, and I gave that quote not as Alfie at Fury Boots. I gave that quote as Alfie at Forces Compare. That story was rewritten across. We got a link from Sky, ITV, the Metro, the Sun, the Daily Mail, New York Times. Everyone rerun the story and put my comment in there, and with my quote from Forces Compare, we got 27 newspaper links overnight, which is just like to if you go to the Sun rate card, you pay $2.5-3 grand for a paid article.
Easy
to get a backlink, and we got 27 overnight from me being chopsy enough to call up and quote. It's not easy to do, but SEO is a time consuming game, and it is very, very difficult because let's put it this way: if I was running a very small company going after something less competitive, I'd be at the top of Google for absolutely every word possible after that campaign. But I'm going after compare car insurance, compare bike insurance, compare life insurance, compare home insurance, like the most competitive words ever. So I mean, if anyone's watching this now, if you go away and you Google compare bike insurance, for example, we'll be at the bottom of the first page. And for me sitting in my room with my partners to be on the first page, and we're amongst like go compare Money Supermarket, like there's like 6-7 companies, and we're in the mix room. It's crazy that they will spend tens of thousands of pounds a month on SEO. We priced up the campaign afterwards. We went around a couple of the sites and see how much you'd pay. It was like a £45,000 campaign for me making a phone call saying this is bollocks. So it does what I mean. The Register, the Guardian, countless people just reproduced it. Journalists are lazy. They sorry if they're no journalists, but when it gets there, they don't want to reword it too much, because then it becomes a chore. They're going to add their own little spin on it. But if there's comments and stuff on it, they'll just naturally nick them and throw them onto their own article. There were some that copied it without the link, so then we had to do additional chasing and stuff. But the New York Times emailed me for a comment after they'd seen it, whether they could use my comment. I was like, yeah, I can crack on.
Go for it.
I went through the Washington Post. I've done something similar with a couple of weeks ago. The Economist sent me a message and asked my thoughts on this, that, and the other, on the Army's handling of coronavirus, as in like the guys dealing with social distancing in the blog. And I said, I think it's a bit of a clusterfuck. Forgot about it. And then someone sent me a message like a week and a half later and said, mate, you're in the Economist that printed this comment. And it's like Alfie Usher from Forces Compare thinks this is a clusterfuck. I'm like, fuck you know. I'll quit the swearing from now on. But yeah, without doubt, like that sort of exposure is so putting that into use as a smaller business. You can get to a local paper. You can do those things, and a local paper news site. If you're a local business, it is golden. With a decent backlink, a do follow backlink, you're squared. Anything that's in the news that you think your opinion has any value in, jump on the blower, because essentially you're doing a journalist's job if you're giving them an opinion and you're filling in the gaps. you catch them on a good day, you get lucky once, and you really are. It's good. Yeah, I've made 50 phone calls and got chinned off, but you just hit that one, and it's a game changer.
Yeah, like a diamond in the rough.
It is in fact, yeah.
It really is. I think this is the thing we talk about this in the SEO game like quite a lot as well, and it's so strange how much it's changed in the last few years. SEO has become almost the same job as the PR companies, because this is what good SEOs, this is what they're doing. They're on the phone, they're getting into papers and things like that, sharing articles, sharing their feedback, just like Alfie was talking about then. Absolutely perfect. There was it's funny you said that quote, actually, because have you watched that Fire Festival thing on Netflix?
Oh, the one that never went ahead.
Yeah.
They
were talking about a Marine in there. They got some security consultation from a Marine, and he said it was an elephant of a clusterfuck. Such a good quote. But yeah, this is the thing. So link building, essentially anybody who's familiar with link building, this is a PR job now. It is about going out there, finding high authority sites that you can get yourself on there. Now, if you can get yourself into news, boom, real news, not fake news, then you're absolutely laughing. Anything you can get onto a Gov website. Now, for local companies, get onto the Gov websites, because a lot of them have got directories for local businesses in the area. Get on the Gov websites. Gov links are incredible.
So
I need
just going on that. Yeah, so we've probably got about 100 government links, because I heavily promote the Armed Forces Covenant, and all councils are signed up to the Armed Forces Covenant. The moment that we've saved money for someone's policy on insurance, straight onto blower, we save someone in your area money, we can do the same blower straight away. Again, it's time consuming. You're going to have hundreds of people tell you to do one. There's hundreds of councils. You can keep going through. You only, again, a local business, a couple of government backlinks, and you sort it. One government backlink, I think, for most niches, will square your way. If you're one man trader builder, and you want, workmanship in Stockton and stuff like that, you're going to be flying. So yeah, we were lucky enough, actually, because of the amount of government backlinks we got. We're actually on the gov.uk main site, listed as a financial service. We're the only comparison engine on there. And again, it's just been chopsy enough to pick up the phone and ask. Weirdly enough, the ITV link that we got, I called them up because they missed my quote out. And the guy that picked up the phone said, "No way we can do that. We do not give backlinks. Absolutely not happening." I said, "Okay, fair enough." I said, "I'll leave it. Cheers." Went away. Gone through a couple of past stories. Saw a link. I was doing backlink searching. They had one to go compare on some research a couple of years ago. So I thought I'll call that guy back and ask him. So I called him back. Young lads answered the phone. I asked for his boss. He said, "No, he's not here. He's at lunch." I said, "No worries." I said, "Can you call me on?" He said, "I'll do it. What do you want?" I said, "Oh, can you just add a backlink here?" He went, "No problem." Typed it in. Cheers, ITV. By the way, if ITV are watching this, that bloke was just doing what he was asked for. But I just may have said to that guy that I was calling back to have that link put in.
You absolutely got someone fired.
Yeah, so he sounded about 12. But yeah, again, it's an ITV backlink. The Lad Bible wrote it up. I'm just looking at a link here. Metro, New York Post, Fox News quoted me. It really, and again, it was just, in my niche, it's absolute fucking nightmare, because we've gone from compare bike insurance, compare car insurance, being from late teens to 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, which doesn't sound much, but in our terms, it's a huge step forward.
Mega.
But we're stupid enough to be going after terms where, if you're the top 3 of compare car insurance, then I'd retire. So for some reason, I think I can take them on.
The amount of traffic is incredible, but I think it is one of these things that people should definitely get out there and start doing. It's so powerful. We can't even begin to explain. Now, you can do research on this for anybody watching. You can go and have a look at things like, if you've got a Google AdWords account, you can do some checks on that. There are quite a few keyword research tools out there, so just Google a few or or put a message in and tell you them. But do a bit of research, find out what keywords work for your area. So do geo first, so for local, if you're a local business, and look nationally at the national ones, because sometimes you can find a little bit of low-hanging fruit. And then get out there and start engaging. Now, there's an amazing platform that we use. I think I'm one of their brand ambassadors or influencers or something. I should probably know. Called Brand.24. Fantastic company. Now, there is a free trial with them. I think it's about 14 days where you can go on. You can put in the term that you want. So let's say, I think we used it for a podcast for a bit. So we said, recommend a podcast, and we just put that in there. Now, every time someone said the words, recommend a podcast on a website, in a forum, on social media, we get pinged a notification, which allows you to then jump straight on it. So if a news article comes out and mentions something that is relevant to what you're looking for and you think you can comment on, you'll get pinged straight away, and then you can go back to them and go, I've got a comment for that, and get involved. Then you're getting backlinks. So absolute quality way of doing it. All right, so we've got a question coming from Dave Kitchen, which is, if you had a limited budget, would you spend it on organic SEO with an agency or on pay-per-click? I suppose that's with an agency or not.
Yeah. So just a quick one, Dave. What is, if you don't mind saying, what is your niche, and what is your budget? So are you talking about a £50 budget or £500 budget? Because, for example, if you was a small payday loan broker and bidding on that term is 50 quid, then there's no point using PPC.
Yeah.
You probably actually need more for SEO, but it really depends. If it's, I mean, obviously some words, for me, that would entirely almost depend on whether that word was extremely competitive or not. And also how long you're looking to invest in that project. I mean, if it's your sole,
as well, I think with one of the big things is, if you're going to be converting something like selling pairs of socks at £2, don't do it, because it's going to cost you £1.50 to get someone there, more than likely.
Yeah. Or someone else, imagine the turnover. So Dave, imagine you're selling this bottle for a tenner, and you're getting clicks to the website £4, and you're getting a sale in 5. It's a no-brainer to use PPC, because you're just, whatever you're spending, you're doubling your money on. So you'll just keep growing it exponentially. SEO is obviously a lot slower game. So yeah, if the PPC is going to bring you in, 10% each time, and SEO is, Dave's come up with 200-300 quid local business. Depends on the competitive of the keyword. I don't think that would be enough to get much of a result from SEO. So maybe you are better using PPC. But then again, it depends on your margins and your markup. If you're going to be churning that money over too quickly or not.
I would probably say, if that was honestly my budget, I would say spend the money learning how to do SEO, and then do it yourself if you've got the time.
There's so many videos out there. You can sit there. It's time consuming, SEO. It's extremely time consuming. Just on that though, that if you Google AdWords still do the £50 free credit if you spend £50, but you get it credited back. So it's essentially free the first 50 quid.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a quarter of your budget there. So you kind of know how the other 75% would pan out. So I'd actually just create a PPC account.
Yeah.
Play around with it a lot, put it on a low bidding, and let it be a slow burner and see what comes of it. But again, you need to get tracking set up and stuff correctly, so you know what's happening.
Absolutely. I think if anybody's looking for a free SEO course, then there's a great one by a guy called Craig Campbell. He was on episode 3, I think, of the Digital Commando show. If anybody wants to go back to that on whatever platform you're watching, go back to episode 3, either on the playlist on Facebook or on the YouTube channel, and the links are in there, so you can actually get access to his course if you want it. I think it's still free, so definitely take advantage of that. But yeah, it's all about testing and adjusting and working on the data that you've got, and you do have to spend money, unfortunately, to get the data in the first place. I had a conversation with a client today. They've got a completely brand new business and they want to invest in pay-per-click. Now, we've got Google and Facebook, when you're doing paid ads there as well, will feed you back certain information to go, this is what we'd estimate you get. Take it with a pinch of salt. It's never that accurate. But you kind of need to do, if you've never done it before and you're going to do a first month, then give it a go. But be prepared to lose all of your money. Take it as a bit of a gamble, because I think it's one of those things that just make sure you can afford to lose that and not get anything back. because there's always that element that you very might not. It doesn't happen very often, but there is a small chance.
Dave, just a quick one. Is that you spending £300 with an agency on SEO realistically means that you're probably getting a £50 link with markups and stuff. So honestly, I'd look at PPC or learning SEO yourself.
Yeah.
But Dave, if you chuck your business in afterwards, then we'd probably give you a bit more because it's difficult just with the budget. If you're still here, if you're not going to understand.
And one company never to ever work with, and I don't care if they watch this or somebody that works there watches this, do not use Yale.com for PPC because they are an absolute rip-off. Their commissions are like, last time I checked, 50% commission. So if you're spending 300 quid, only 150 quid of it's going actually onto your paid ads. Don't use somebody that's a rip-off like that. Go and learn it yourself, or go and speak to your local agency or something like that. They'll normally spend the budget better, and they'll tell you how much of your budget actually goes on ads. But don't use these massive companies because they don't care. I know that from experience. They just don't give a shit. It's just a money-making machine, and they will just take your money and send you reports every month telling you you're doing really well when you're not selling anything. So beware of the big companies because they're crap. Right, let's go on to the next one. So we've done a bit of traffic there. Everyone knows how to get traffic now. Learn PPC, learn SEO. And then our final point for today was, you've probably got it before I have.
Affiliate marketing.
Affiliates, brand ambassadors, and influencers. I absolutely love this one. I think it's great. There's loads of different ways to use them, and there's a lot of confusion around what's the difference between a brand ambassador, an affiliate, an influencer. They do work normally in different kind of contract models. Affiliates and brand ambassadors, pretty much the same. It's just a bit of a vanity thing. People want to be a brand ambassador because it's cooler than being an affiliate. But affiliates make more money because they're more clever. Ask the Niche Affiliate Empires group. They will agree with me. Alfie, have you got experience using affiliates and influencers and things like that?
So this is incredibly cringe because Forces Compare is I have two civilian partners. One's a chartered accountant and one's a very switched on Jew from London. They both bring very sensible aspects of the business, underwriting, chartered account, blah blah. But the influence element, I guess, is myself, which is incredibly fucking cringe because I hate that word.
Yeah.
But it's today is, it's how the world goes round. Mm-hmm. I've approached some guys in the past, which are in the same niche. Some guys from the military. It's hard to get the right person because obviously as soon as you associate yourself with that person, if they go down the line later on and fuck up massively, then you kind of bring your brand into it as well. So you've got to choose wisely. But there are definitely cases. My missus runs a mobile beauty app. It's like an Uber for mobile beauticians in the Northeast, obviously on hold at the moment with Corona. But she's lining up some people, and they have like 1 million followers in the region. It's stupid not to get those people on board. 100%. And a lot of these people as well, you'll have the poor ones that are in it for the money. But some of these people, they go on Love Island, get 1 million followers overnight, make their millions, and they're happy to square away a small business in the area. So again, it's time consuming. You can send 1 million emails to different agents and get chinned off 1,000 times. Get lucky once and you're golden. The Force Compare model actually in itself, we are essentially an affiliate hub for other products. The only difference really being is that we've had to go away and design those products ourselves because of the underwriting available to the blokes. So we can't go to a Affiliate or anything and grab some off the shelf products. I would love long term. Our goal is to have our own affiliate system for Force Compare to be able to give to other people. But that's the way down the line. I mean, those sorts of things cost money. But 100%, if there's anyone in your niche, you know what? There was any builders will probably know the site On The Tools, the big media company behind what looks like just a Facebook page. They turn over a couple of million a year. and all of their funny videos, all their content is sent to them for like 50 quid reward from builders. And just like that is an absolute fantastic business model. And there's firms that have gone on there, accountancy firms that deal with builders returns. And there was one that went from 4 staff to 60 staff in 18 months from a 3-month campaign on there. And it's just absolutely, I don't know what they paid for it, but, you know, astronomical business growth from what essentially on the tools would be a brand ambassador or an affiliate. Obviously, there's 2 versions of affiliate models. There's here's some money and paid it, you know, the paid ads with individuals, or they will pay you on the back burner with commission, which I think always kind of works out in both people's favors more, because the business is only paying out if they get paid. And normally, if it converts well, if they're in your niche, then the person should actually make more sales than just a flat rate as well. So it's what it is. At the end of the day, if you can sit down and go through the numbers and it works for you, and you can make it work for them, then jump all over it. But again, people say that nothing's free, but there's so much. Time is obviously a cost, but so much of this, if you put the time in and keep making, if you're okay with rejection, which I've been chinned off enough times to learn how to deal with it now. We just keep getting on the blower to people. Just get lucky once, especially local businesses, and you'll be laughing. But yeah, influence are in today's world extremely important. Just be a little bit careful who you choose. You don't look at Subway. They had someone speaking to him about him for 10 years. How much weight he lost? He turned out to be a nonce.
Oh yeah, that's it. I think it is key to if you are choosing influencers, to make sure you're getting the right ones. Now, look at someone like, when we talk about Fire Fest earlier on, they got lots of influencers involved. But realistically, if you really look at that campaign, the success of that entire campaign came from paying was it Kendall Jenner 250 grand to post an orange slab with a little picture on it. And that exploded the amount of money that they raised to get this festival off the ground, well into like 30 million plus, if not loads more than that. So if you pick the right influencer, you can do this really well. And I think for small businesses, using local influencers is absolutely key. But people will give up their time. It's, my mum says, don't ask, don't get. Just drop them a message. Go around, find every influencer in your region, and just send them all a message and say, look, this is what we're doing at the minute. Could you do like just a 30-second video for us? And a lot of them will do it. Like, people are especially now, people are really willing to give up their time. Obviously, I'm really appreciative to everybody's gone on. Alfie today. We've had also loads of other fantastic guests. And don't think that anybody's too big to come on the show. Like, Spencer Lodge was on the show 11 o'clock this morning. That guy's got a business worth $100 million, and he still made half an hour to come and speak on the show. So people will actually do it. We've had Amy Childs post a video for one of our clients last couple of weeks ago, just to say thanks for all the local support from everybody for their business. So she did that on behalf of the owner and the team. All we did, send her a message. Amy, do you mind doing a quick video just because to say thanks to the community? Yeah, right. Done. We had Tom from, if anybody watched Thomas Skinner from The Apprentice last year. I sent Tom a message. Tom, I've got this cool business show. I think The Apprentice people will like it. Anybody likes The Apprentice will probably like a businessy type show here, giving tips. Can you do a quick video for us? Yeah, sweet, no props. 30-second video. Guys, go and watch the Digital Commando show. So people are willing to go out of the way and do it. So try and get some of that for your business, because it's really, really, really powerful. I like influencer market, but I don't like paying for it. I don't like paying for influencer market unless you're tying it in with some sort of paid campaigns where you can target that particular influencer's audience. That works really, really well. Don't pay silly money to an influencer that posts once a week for your brand, because people know that they're being paid for it. They don't really care. So make sure you're very clever with it. Using brand ambassadors and brand ambassadors and affiliates. This is such a good way to grow your business, especially now. So we had a local client. We talked to them about bringing on brand ambassadors because they were in the beauty industry. And we said, okay, well, why don't you do it? And they said, oh, we don't really understand it. So we just put a post out saying, who wants to be a brand ambassador for this beauty company? Applications all day long. Yeah. We all want in. So we went, okay, we're going to have a brand ambassador day. All come in and we'll tell you more about it. So they all come in and we said, right, pretty much, you're a brand ambassador. You go out, talk to your network about these products. You get free treatments. And for everybody that gets introduced, if you bring 10 people this month, then we'll pay you 10% of whatever they spend. And everyone's like, yeah, absolutely, no brainer. So they get to promote something that's on brand with what they do anyway. And then naturally they're getting paid for it. That's how kind of mini influencers work as brand ambassadors. It's a really, really good way to do it. Alfie, anything else to add?
I should write stuff down because I did when you started speaking. Then I thought, yeah, that's a good point. But you know what? I'll leave it. I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the comments later, just
That's
before
right.
we go. I mean, I wish that I could share more on Fill Your Boots because I get messages from local businesses every single day. And if I did post every single one, Fill Your Boots would just be a long advertisement. So it'd be unfortunate. You know, I can't do that again with like people asking to promote charity stuff. It's unfortunate. If you posted every one, then it would kind of just fizz everything out. When we do post, you know, it raise a couple of grand. So it's always nice to have. If I post every day, then people would kind of get fed up with it. But yeah, it's just all about taking the time. The link on, I think one of our strongest links is the government link, or actually search engine watch, which is like one of the oldest websites there is.
Yeah.
They pick up some of our content and they run an article on us.
Awesome.
Yeah. Again, actually, it's really weird because there is I can't think of the phrase of it now, but there is an element to SEO where the higher you rank, the more you're referenced, so the more backlinks you get. Because our content writer will write everything from, you know, the highest fines in Europe for speeding. On the loans department, you know, will you get credit checks from guarantor if your guarantor fails to pay? What happens is that CCJs content is going out, content is the winner for all of this. If you just keep writing and writing, then eventually Google will notice you. Obviously, just don't copy paste other people's content. It has to be yours and it has to be doable. So I forgot where I was going with this. I lost my train of thought completely. Backstep content. What was I going on? Oh yeah, our strongest link is on government websites. And again, that was just fucking picking up the blower 10 times the same line and getting told no 9 times. It's doable. It's just you got to put the time in.
It is. I think that's what it is. It is time consuming, but it works. And I think those, especially for small businesses, you only need a couple of those links, and it will make a massive increase.
100%. If I didn't pick a stupid niche, then I'd be laughing at the moment with those backlinks. But for some reason, fucking Mong mode setting when I was deciding who I'd go up against, and I thought, you know what, why not go compare? They've only got a couple. Yeah, they only turned over £100 million last year. I'll go after their marketing department. So yeah, it is what it is.
No, fair play. Well, Alfie, thank you for joining me on the show. It's been absolutely wicked. Loads and loads of knowledge there. Guys, I'll remind you, I know loads of people have done it in the comments already, so I appreciate it. But if you've gained anything from the show, which I know you have because I was here, then please do tag people in the comments that you think have got a small business and they want to grow. I'll share the whole show with them on the replay. If you know any small businesses, small business owners, large business owners, veteran business owners, then do get them to get in touch. We are looking for guests to come on the show. So Alfie, thank you once again for everybody who's watching. Thank you all. Alfie, for before I forget, for those that maybe have tuned in late, can you just give them a quick reminder who you are, what you do, and how they can get in touch with you?
I sit at home all day in a dressing gown, gobbing off and making phone calls. But I also, apart from that, run Forces Compare. So it's forcescompare.uk. Or as of today, if you Google compare bike insurance, then we'll be on the first page as well. But yeah, we just provide military insurance. It's boring, but it's a living.
And they need to do it. People need it. So awesome.
Yeah.
Alfie, you're doing great work. Look forward to catching up with you again soon. And for everybody tuned in, we'll back tomorrow, 11 a.m. as always. Tomorrow is Thursday. So we're doing Thursday Thanks tomorrow. So 3 guests talking about that. So
last thing before you say goodbye. If your business is in any way related to Force Compare, for asking the only question, send me some content and I'll give you your first backlink.
Cool. There you go. Can't get better than that, Dave. Right. Alfie, thank you very much. Guys, peace out. See you soon.